Welcome to the Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Bar and Grill and the Blind Tiger Bar.
Is that better? We had a false start, lads.
We had a false start.
What's the best way to describe it, Ray?
What?
The weather. Would you say it's salad weather, or would you say there's great drying in it?
It's Saltern. Saltern weather.
It is close.
Very close.
Sticky.
Very sticky.
This is all the stuff my
I'm
mother
wrecked.
be saying now. What's wrong with you?
Do
you want to do this at all? Come on out with us, Ray.
I don't know if I'm able for it. Hold on to take a sucky out of these lovely Heinekens, which I have to say are actually sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Events.
Did you just take them when you went in?
Because when I went in to get my mic box, I says, Sarah, is there any chance I could take 2 bottles of Heineken? And Kelly behind the bar threw me out 2 bottles of Heineken with the caps left on.
And tell me this now, because I want to get the girls in trouble. Did you pay for them?
Absolutely not.
That's not part of the deal, Ray. Them girls were in awful trouble now.
We're sponsored by them. That's what happened there.
Okay, well, do you know what? I've never looked forward to anything more. Look, I'm wearing a wife beater and I wouldn't beat her.
Yeah, you're gone very summary.
Yeah, because Ray, it's very close, you see. It's awful close. I was sitting at work all day baking, man. Honest to God, I felt like I was inside the oven. I was like, am I a cottage pie? Or what is happening here, man? Me insides.
You know the way you used to play in a band? Yeah. That's not his reaction to playing in a band.
I'm not even that big into Heineken. That is unbelievable.
It's nice. The fridge, that particular fridge in Anderson's is extra cold.
You know what they say? It's actually won the award for best fridge.
Yeah, it's the second one to the left under the till.
In refrigeration.ie, it won best fridge.
Brendan's back, by the way, and he's got a question immediately. You'll have to shout it out, Brendan, so I can cut it out.
Okay.
So if you heard a cut right there, that was me not hearing Brendan.
Yeah, because Ray hates Brendan's voice. He won't put it in. No way.
Brendan says, is it an Irish thing that came up with, calling the weather close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know what close means, right? But I would anticipate it means, I'm close to death.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm close. It's so warm now, I'm close. Or are you close to the devil?
I think
it's so warm, I might as well be 6 meters away from the devil. He could poke me with the fork. But it's that warm.
You can feel the heat. That's why it's close.
Oh, the heat is close to you?
Yes.
Oh, so I don't think it's that, no.
Oh.
It's definitely one of those 3 things, right?
Yeah.
Let's think practically about it. It's either that I'm close to death, I'm close to the devil, he could nearly poke me with the fork. Or it's the heat is very close to me.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make any sense because the sun don't get no closer.
Well, it gets more intense.
Yeah, but how does the sun... Okay, let's try and work out the weather now. Let's try and work out what the weather means, okay? Yeah. So, how does it get warmer? So, we're not any closer to the sun, so is it just cloud cover that makes it warmer? No, because sometimes there's no clouds in the winter and it's still not warm.
Yeah, still not warm. Wait a minute, though.
How does the world work, Ray? I'm trying to ask you how the world is working right now.
Is it not a case that during the summer months we're closer to the sun?
Are we actually? Is that true or not?
Oh no, Brendan's in with the research.
We're going to have to ask Neil deGrasse Kendy. You know that fella? You know Neil deGrasse Kendy?
Neil deGrasse Kendy, yes.
We're going to have to ask him. Close. It's lacking air. Used to describe weather or air conditions in which it's difficult to breathe or uncomfortably warm. Can I open a window? It's very close in here. That's what it gave you as the...
Please, let's not go down the road of either of us trying to explain or describe how the sun works.
Well, lacking air. No, but listen. The sun, I know how the sun works because I watched a lot of Teletubbies. So the sun comes up in the morning. Sun comes up in the morning with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
And you go out with the belly on you.
Yeah.
And the sun says, well, how are you? And you go, uh-oh. Like that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Right?
And what's the other one said?
Poe. But they can only ever say their names.
Yeah.
I mean, what
could you imagine opening a bank account with that sort of linguistics? Do you know?
I'd like to open an account, please, Davey. What's your name? Poe.
Poe.
And your second name?
Poe.
What?
No, I just keep saying Poe.
Excuse me? Yeah, they don't say that. That's Poe. Anyway, that's what it means. It means lacking air, apparently, close, Raymond, which still doesn't... I'm none the wiser.
I'm feeling every bit of my 38 years today.
Oh, yeah.
Or am I 39? What age am I now?
Do you ever get that?
Oh, I get 38, that. Thank God.
I
Jesus,
get that all the time.
Got frightened there for a minute.
I get that all the time that I can't suss what age I am.
Yeah, what age are you?
30. I'm 30. No, I am. I think I know 30.
Yeah.
It's a very round age. I won't know my age now again till I'm 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to lose it along the way. Now, sorry, going off the weather for a minute.
Yes.
You're 38-year-old, right?
Yeah, and I'm feeling it. I've got pins and needles in my left leg from the knee down. Is that something to worry about?
Are you having a heart attack?
I don't know.
Imagine if you had a heart
but
attack.
But I'm walking around. Yeah, the whole day I've had pins and needles in my leg.
Ray, you might be having a stroke.
I wonder if there's something wrong.
Yeah, there could be. How are you feeling in your head?
Not great. Close.
I'm not doing.
Feeling close.
I'm not doing bail to bail on you, man. I'm not doing the mouching to mouching. No shagging way. I'd have to get Brendan to do that.
Would you do mouching to mouching on a lad? You would, of course. Wouldn't be bad, would it?
Well, I don't know. Like, it depends on
Would you
what
do it on
scenario.
me?
Like,
If I did take a heart attack there now, would you shift to face me? To save my life.
I'd go for the chest compressions first. And I'd try that for about 2 hours.
Right.
And then if it still wasn't working,
Still not working.
I'd wait for the lips to be cold.
You'd hit me
and
a
then
thump.
I'd see. What I'm trying to say to you is I would exhaust every avenue.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
wouldn't slip in any tongue now, would you?
I'd cut the bottle of a Pringles tin can out. And I'd blow into that first.
Yeah.
Put it over your mouth and blow
You
into
go
that
downstairs
first.
and get a disposable straw.
Yeah, absolutely.
And try
I
and
would.
open up the airway that way.
Yeah, and recycle it. I do everything bar try to shift the face.
Would you pry my arse cheeks apart to see could you get hair in that way?
I'll tell you what. It'd be less romantic, so I probably would. It's the romance that kills me, Ray, in that. I'd be afraid. I'd be afraid of the feelings I might get shifted ahead of you. You know?
But do you know what something said
Do you
to
think
me?
that anyone take a turn? Did anyone go, shit, your man needs CPR, and then did CPR and went, oh, am I
enjoyed that.
Am I enjoying that a bit too much now?
Do you ever wonder why God put the male G-spot inside in your arse?
Oh, for fucking hell, we're only talking about saving your life. If you're not having a stroke now, I am.
No, sorry. But you ever wonder that? Apparently, if I'm honest with you now, and I hope a lot of fellas out there in the same boat as me, I didn't know much about this.
Yeah, but okay, that's great now because
it's only in the last maybe a couple of months to a year I kind of found out these things.
Can I tell you, I don't know much about it. Can I just explain that to you now? So
I think most of the male population don't know much about it.
I'm going to let you explain to everybody.
Right. What are you going to let me explain?
What did you call it there?
The male G-spot, apparently it's called.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray McAndrew is now going to explain to you what the male G... And if it's on the video, you can see it.
Yeah.
So we're going to show you now what the male G... So bend over there and show them.
I couldn't show them because apparently it's up inside in you.
So it's above inside.
It's above inside in you, and it's a button. It's like a little spot.
Right.
And if you press it, you get really happy.
Is it like a clown's nose when you press it, goes...
You probably do make a similar sound to
You know
that,
what I mean? Like a little air horn thing
yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to expose Laura, but is how... why?
Absolutely not.
No, because that to me now is an exit hole. You know what I mean?
And it always has been an exit hole.
Oh, yeah, it always will be, Ray. Every day. After 2 coffees.
But you do have to wonder, and I said this was the comment that was made, why did our Lord, in his infinite wisdom, stick it up inside us? Is it because, no, they have no business touching that?
I think, no. I think, right, I think that the first 8 batches of fellas didn't have it.
Right.
Yeah. And if you were a tradesman now, Ray, you were working away on the same thing every day on the line, you know?
Yeah.
And you were like, if I have to make one more table the same way,
All
do
right.
you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a drawer underneath this one. Right?
Something different.
So he said, for something different,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it up. And he said, even just for the crack, if someone finds it someday, at least I look down. Like God is reading the World newspaper, you know, every day, and he gets handed to him, right? He's having a wee coffee. He's had his exit hole, shite, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in the morning. He gets handed a wee coffee and then a copy of the Universal News.
Yes.
Okay, and he reads in it, male G-spot found. And he goes,
They got it.
I did that millions of years ago. I can't believe that worked.
It's a bit like ship workers when they're building a ship and they could write their name on bits of the ship they never thought would be
That's
seen.
exactly it.
Yeah.
Or whenever you find a lovely new set of cement that hasn't set yet.
Oh, there's
in your local town in Castlereagh, and you put down Mark Kendy 4 Nicola forever in it. And you go, I'll come back and look at that someday. So he said he'd come back and have so that's what I think probably didn't happen. But in my head, I like to believe that might have been what happened.
And I was trying to anonymise that, but it was indeed Laura that made the comment. Isn't it a wonder it put this?
So is that? Is she like?
Maybe she's
throwing it out there.
She could be throwing it out there.
No, it's there, like.
And I'm as I'm sitting here discussing it with you, I'm beginning to unravel it, and I'm kind of thinking about it because I said, no, I won't throw Laura under the old G-spot bus there now.
But now we're going to have. Come here. Am I going to have to bring a doll in next week and say, where did she touch you? On the doll, point out on the doll where she touched you and where you wanted her to touch you.
Maybe things change a bit when you get engaged, you know. Maybe we're pushing new boundaries now.
Hey, pushing is the word, Ray, because There'll be some push.
That's actually quite a good pun. I'm enjoying that now. Yeah, thanks
There'll
very
be
much.
some push to get above and top of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's. I wonder, is it one of God's cruel jokes? Because, like,
Would you let anyone touch it in yourself?
Raymond, I wouldn't go
Absolutely
near it
not.
myself.
Would
Ray.
you not?
I wouldn't even look at it. None of my fucking. What, like? Because this is the thing as well. I had this conversation with somebody, not this one, because no one ever had this conversation. Ray. I'm just going to let you know that.
No,
now.
plenty of people do. It's not as big a stigma. It's just, naive fellas like me and you don't know much about it, but a lot of people do know enough about it.
Yeah, but here's why we don't. Okay, so I had this conversation with somebody.
Thanks. To hitting the mic stand.
I'm a very traditional man.
Yeah.
You know?
And you cling to it for dear life.
And that kind of thing. I'm uncomfortable talking about it now.
Oh, yeah.
Not a mind even making it into a thing that you go, I wonder, should we explore this kind of thing? I bet you the people in Love Island are fingering the arse with each other. I guarantee you they're the kind of people that are doing it.
But what's wrong with it?
No, I'm not saying
it's fine if you're up for it.
Yeah.
It's like that night in Ballinasloe Hospital and I was out for the count and that nurse came in at 2 o'clock and she put on a little plastic glove and stuck a suppository up my arse.
No. How did you feel when that happened?
I felt violated.
Okay, well,
because I hadn't consented, you see. Is that you there, Teresa?
Excuse me. So did she do it without telling you she was going to do it?
Oh, she did, but that's the way nurses do it. I'd say that's the way they train in nursing school. It's like if you're doing this to anyone, go in at 2 o'clock in the morning when they're out of it asleep. Right? Be quick about it. Be quick.
Yeah.
Don't be hanging around saying hello.
So are you telling me that they're trained in anti-consent inside in nursing schools all over Ireland? Are you telling me down in Angela's now?
Yeah.
They're saying, and whenever I go in and tell them and someone is going, don't be telling them anything.
I'd love to hear from nurses to see, is that...
I'm sure we have plenty of nurses that probably listen to us.
Yeah, if any of the nurses could let us know, are you trained in this? Is there a technique or method into,
well, I think
catching people off guard?
I think I told this story already, but there was certainly an older gentleman when I brought you into hospital that wasn't told of what was going to happen to him.
Why?
Because he said to a nurse, why is this happening? And she said, will we push some air into your stomach?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I shat the bed. Like, I came in here yesterday for a procedure, right?
Yeah.
24 hours later, I'm shitting in the bed, like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, am I worse off or better off for this now or not?
Funny, there was a whole section of my life that I missed. I was a schlape at that point. And you were sitting there listening to all the stuff that was going on around you.
Ray, I was humming the whole way through it. And he was going, why am I... oh, Mary, what did you do to me? It was unbelievable. I wanted to hop straight back into the Almira. Fuck's sake.
It's funny too. Throughout all 100, is this 165?
Yeah.
Throughout all 165 episodes, the one thing that has stayed constant here in our podcast is our shit references.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. I mean, if it ain't broke, Raymond. Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, unlike your man.
If it's he was broke up, man. I don't think he's ever been the same, and he's never trusted himself ever again.
I have two items on the agenda this week.
Okay. First of all, sorry. Oh yeah, we go. Do you want to go? Can I go? Excuse me.
Yeah. You can go.
Can we not talk about the live show last week and all the crack that was had?
Oh, yes, we can.
Okay, we did a brilliant live show last week where loads of wonderful people turned up. But we announced that you're engaged now.
Yeah.
So now it's just the two of us. We don't have to play up to it no more. You're a week into your engagement. How does it feel? Has anything changed? Oh, it does feel odd, does it?
Odd today because I was sitting in work and the lovely girls in work, Irene and Helena, big shout out to them.
Irene and Helena?
Yeah, Irene and Helena.
Irene and Helena is a woman there. She's two heads.
two women in work.
Right.
But they got
Irene and Helena,
they got me scones and they got me sausage rolls and streamers and a card. And on the card it says, you're engaged.
Whenever I got engaged, I was self-employed. I got nothing.
Yeah. Oh,
that's bullshit. I would love the Shkan.
Yeah, Shkan is nice now. Shkan.
Oh, there's nothing like an engagement Shkan, right?
But they got a card and it said just on it, you're engaged, and two bottles of Prosecco.
Well, the card might as well have said, yeah, that's
that's it now.
You're engaged now.
But I found myself as the day ploughed on today down in work that I was just looking at the card and I kept glancing up and going, you're engaged. And it was like, oh, right.
Yeah, I'm engaged.
Yeah.
So it does feel a little bit odd, does it?
Not odd. It feels nice now, I have to say.
You're enjoying it?
I'm very much enjoying it.
Well, apparently your first engagement is the nicest one. Apparently, that's what they say.
That's
anyway.
what they say.
They say there's the most. It's the most special.
Yeah,
like,
and it's where you make the most mistakes, I suppose.
I've started introducing Nicola as my first wife. Did I tell you that?
Yeah.
No. Was I telling you that?
Have you started? Honestly,
I was at a
and
wedding.
not your housemate.
No, not because I'm getting like I do like the housemate one. I mean that's brilliant. Like, but I was at a wedding on Friday myself, a cousin's wedding. Fair play to Jodie and Sharon. Jodie was telling me that he has a guy who works with him, whose name I forget, who is in New York.
Jodie is a man.
Jodie's a man. We talked about him before.
I know.
Yeah.
I wanted to get back into that.
Yeah, we talked about.
So you're
Jodie
actually telling me
before.
this is actually a
This
fella.
is genuinely a fella, right? This wasn't a lesbian wedding.
Okay.
This was the sanctimony of a genuine fella and woman. woman.
And what's the
okay?
woman's name again?
The woman's name is Sharon.
Sharon.
Right? So Sharon. Anyway, Jody was telling me that the friend of his listens to us in New York and
Yes.
didn't know. He was saying, "Oh, you want to listen to these two boys?" He was saying, "That's because you're Jesus Christ Almighty." Anyway, so they got married. But I was explaining to everybody. Sorry, this is my first wife, Nicola. I tell you what, that came up. To say anything.
Do you know what that infers? It infers that you have since got split up and divorced.
No,
and that
no.
you're just hanging out together.
Not that at all. It's an anticipation of such. Right?
I see.
So I'm just going to... It's an anticipation that this will only be the first one.
Yeah.
That there's going to be more down the line.
It's going to be more down the line.
And I mean, that's a lovely thing too, Raymond, because I have a lot of love to give, Ray. Do you know?
I can see you in 40 years' time still referring to her as your first wife.
And not
Which
giving
is
up.
lovely. And not giving up on the relationship.
I'm not going to give up on the fact that there might be something better down the line eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's what I was doing at the wedding on Friday. So, first engagement, Ray.
First engagement.
How does it feel? It feels
marvellous.
tremendous.
Yeah.
And is Laura buzzing about it?
She's getting loads of fair play to me.
In the 2 weeks now that it's been, or week and a half,
Yes.
how much have ye planned? Because we sat down here last week, me and you now, right? We worked through a few bits and pieces.
You asking this question now because you know things?
No, I don't know nothing, sure. Why?
I've now been
Don't
called...
tell me you split up already.
No, I've been called the Bridezilla.
What?
I've been called the Bridezilla.
I knew that this was going to happen. I 100% knew that this was going to happen, right? Because Laura's the most laid-back woman in the world, and you're a nightmare.
I
right?
am.
No, like you're the woman. Like you're such a big old woman.
I want it all organised now.
Yeah, but also you want it all organised probably your way, don't you?
Maybe. She's very obliging.
Ray, you are. But why aren't you like? You should be like a fella.
And just chilled out.
But how come
Aren't
you're
you
not,
happy
though?
now? Isn't I ask you? Isn't that enough for a couple of years? Thing.
When I said to Nicola, I actually handed the reins over to Nicola whenever I got down on one knee.
Yeah.
I said, "There you go. Enjoy your planning, lovey. I am gone. I'm
Something
done
for
now.
you to be at.
Yeah, I'm done now. There you go. Something for you to be at, lovey. Okay? I have nothing to do with this from now on. But I want to give you one piece of advice actually on that, and then we go back into how much of a woman you are. So the first thing... First things first is, whenever Laura is showing you something, which is actually going to be the opposite, I should be giving her this advice.
Yes.
Right? All you have to do is go, yeah, that's nice that.
That's what she's been doing.
And go back to watching The Office or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Yeah, that's nice.
I've been mostly organised.
So she's been doing that. You've been looking at stuff going, here, look at that.
We'll have a date.
And then she goes, that's nice, that, yeah. And then
I have a date, I have a band, I have a photographer / videographer.
Brian Mcdermott.
Actually, no.
Oh, great, because he didn't mind, man. It was a waste of time.
It was a disaster.
Oh, it was a disaster. I know, he actually gave me... We got our wedding video back recently enough, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I haven't showed it yet, because it's nothing worse than making you sit through the 15 minutes of it again.
I have been debating it.
Go on.
As to whether or not we need photos or videos.
Okay.
What with the advent of phones? Sure, everybody will have videos. You could cobble together a lovely little highlights.
There's nothing better, Ray, than getting your aunt's video off the iPad. I'm sure it'll be great quality. Honestly.
But you could cobble together a load of videos from everybody.
No.
And it could be ridiculously shite and you'd save a scatter of money.
Yeah, but you won't enjoy a second. So here's the thing, right? I know what you're saying, Ray.
Yeah.
But get your videographer and photographer, but just get them to work as candidly as possible.
Right.
Okay? We got it all back there. Photos and video, okay? Yeah. And we got all the nice little bits where it's like, oh, look at Mark and Nicola with their...
all the outtakes.
With their heads against each other. And I was like, Nicola, me and you have never done this except for when we were fighting. And you bust me those, right? Okay, so... but the great ones are the ones that they got without anyone knowing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like a professional shot.
I'm glad now you've mentioned professional.
Yeah.
Because I think I have an idea.
You're going to do them yourself, aren't you?
No.
You're going to do sound at your own wedding.
There's two options.
Oh, you're going to do sound at your own wedding.
Two options. What have you got? The good company that you work for, Studio Roll, right? Yeah. So you come in and you fit out the wedding venue with a scatter of cameras.
Yeah.
And yourself and Mike and James sit up in the booth.
Yeah.
Well, you'll obviously be...
No, you've said your piece now, and I'm glad that you've realised the error of your ways. Because you don't want me at your wedding. Because obviously... You want me only there so I'll bring the cameras and
yeah.
And which is, I'm glad that we've gone on to this now, Ray, because I don't even want to go, if I'm being honest. I'm so glad you said it, because you think for 1 second
it was a Freudian slip
I'd have
there.
any interest to go to your shite wedding, Ray.
Anyway, so you do a CCTV job in it, where you just record a scatter of different cameras, which I could edit it myself then after.
Oh, best of luck. I mean, I just love the naivety of you. You're best of luck. I do that. Do that, Ray. Right? Brian McDermott said to me, because Brian was good enough to do my wedding, right, what they call pro bono, right? It's something to do with how Bono used to do stuff.
Used to do weddings.
Bono used to do weddings back in the day.
And you do it pro bono.
And he used to do it for no money, but that wasn't the truth. He was just hiding it abroad. So they called it pro bono, right? He did a pro bono, but he actually said to me, do you want to edit it? And even though he was so good to do the wedding for me, I still said to him, Jesus, no. Because you don't want to be caught up in that. Here's the thing, right? The best part of videoing is videoing. The worst part of videoing is editing. Okay? It is a nice.
But sure, I don't have to edit it. Sure, no one watches the fucking thing anyway.
No, but you watch it and you go, that's nice. Right? I'm turning. You should be going for that. Stop being Ray just for 5 fucking days. Jesus Christ, Ray. Don't edit your own wedding video based on cameras the studio row put up around the hall.
Right.
Okay, it's a terrible idea.
Okay.
Get someone to go in.
Who's a professional.
Who's a professional and do videos. But here's the biggest thing, I told you this before. Half an hour of proper shots of you and Laura putting your heads against each other, which you'd never do in real life. Okay.
Do we need them?
Yeah, just get them because.
Why?
Because they're nice just to have, okay?
Look at us there now.
Honestly, they're nice for other people.
Would you have a wedding cake?
Yeah, you would, yeah.
Why?
Because I'm a traditional gentleman.
Okay, so it's just a tradition.
Yes, it is.
Did Nicola wear the garter?
Huh?
Did she have the garter on the leg?
She didn't even wear a pair of jocks, right?
Fair enough.
Honest to God.
Commando.
I actually haven't a clue if she wore a garter or not. I'm not sure. There's a lot of that shit I don't like. The garter throwing and the, look, Mary's getting married now. You're next now, Mary. You caught the garter. Or whatever the hell. That's the bouquet, isn't it?
Did you enjoy being danced into the room?
Yeah, because I came out to the big bamboo by Shavy Boo.
Got that, yeah.
So that was unbelievable. That was the highlight of the day.
Sorry, I'm rifling off questions at you that are going through my head.
So I know what you're thinking. What's worth it and what's not worth it. Okay, first of all, photo boot, not worth it. I'm sorry if you're a photo boot provider. Not worth it. Stop pretending, sending people down to have fake crack. Have crack on the floor. Okay? Okay, that's why the candid photos work a lot better. Okay? You're wondering if the cake is worth it. I didn't taste it. I mean, don't get a cake if you don't want. I don't mind.
Sweet stand?
Sweet stand, waste time. You'll shit yourself in the bed that night. Okay?
Yeah.
So, sweet stand is a waste of time, genuinely. Don't bother with the sweet stand. It's a waste of money if you
Not
ask
even
me.
the one with the chocolate fondant.
Okay, chocolate fondant's big sexy, right?
That's nice.
Yeah, because you can stick your head under it.
Yeah.
It's lovely. You come out with a beard.
Yeah.
So you could that's not bad. But all of these are extra shit that don't matter. Like the big thing for me and Nicola was she kept saying, I have to get these things that they're like little gifts you put on the table.
Yes.
And I was like, no one's gonna bring that home, Nicola. No one gives a shit about no goddamn gifts on the table, right?
I don't remember
the gifts is on the top table and it's me and you there, big sexy. That's what the gift is, okay?
Right.
And their gift is the £300 that they give us in the card.
Exactly.
Yeah, the card is £500 now, you know.
It's not.
Inflation.
We were talking about this now. It has gone up.
Oh, it's
it
gone
used
up.
to be a ton 50.
Oh, it's got up.
If there was 2 of you going to a wedding, it'd be a ton 50
and
100 of you on your own. But now with inflation, now you have to give 2, I think.
Yeah, no,
Or
I
is it
gave
more?
5. I gave 5 to Jodie and Sharon. Yeah,
What?
500 quid I gave them.
You did not?
I did, yeah.
No way.
£500. I spat in the hand. Like that. And I slipped 650s into their hands.
I know.
And Sharon said, stop putting your hand on me. I said, shh. Take that down, lovey.
The skit that was on the telly.
Did you see that fella? Ah, he's unreal.
He's buying a pair of glasses.
I'm sweating beans, by the way. And I mean, wearing this vest and I'm still sweating beans. So that, worth it and not worth it.
It's not €500.
No, it's not. I'm only joking.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm not telling you what I gave him. I gave him 50 quid. I said, there you go now. No, I think it's about 200 quid is what the going
About 200
rate is
for a couple attending a wedding.
100 a man, but I had to give him an extra 50 because Nicola's pregnant.
Gotcha.
So there was 3 of them. He said, you got to pay away. You're in here. You're in for 2.
Yeah.
But they got married in Billy Castle, by the way. What a spot. Yeah. Unbelievable. There were swords everywhere. They brought out the main meal in Billy Castle, Ray, on a sword. And then your one listed on fire. I was like, let's sacrifice the child. I was like, come on. When she brought out the 2 steaks and lit them on fire, I was like, someone grab a child and let's fucking put the child on the sword. Woo! I got really into the medieval shit, like, you know.
Bleak was a bit mad, in fairness to it.
Oh, but
there's a madness in it.
Oh, it's absolutely daft.
Yeah.
The whole place is daft, Ray. Right? We got married in a shed that you can't, they got married in a shed, that you can't touch anymore.
Right.
You couldn't throw a lick of paint on it or nothing, Ray.
And
they got married abroad inside.
That'd be a listed building.
It's a listed building, Ray. It's a listed building.
They put it on a list.
They put that on a list and said, we don't have to pay that now for 30 years. Right? Okay.
What did Nicola call it? Rustic?
Well, rustic is what they'd call it on the website. It was, but anyway. And then we went down, right? They were like, do you want food? I said, I'd love some food. Let's sit down for the food, right?
Yeah.
And we had to go down into a dungeon, Ray. And all I could think
Paul
of...
Harrington?
Huh? That's exactly it. All I could think of on the way down the stairs.
Nuts.
And there were so many stairs on the way down, Ray. The floors were creaking and there was wood and swords and suits of armour. And all I could think on the way down was, like, I think did we talk about this? Anyway, all I could think on the way down was the amount of people that have been killed here.
No.
And we're about to go and have the crack down below.
Wait, now, that's the thing you need to know about Billy castle.
No one was killed ever.
No,
in
it's a fake castle. Sorry.
What?
Yes, like a lot of places. These are fake places. Like
Are you telling me that was like a bouncy castle?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't like Doons and
because it
Balloons,
was
the
making a
bar,
lot of noise.
Yeah. No, these are castles that were thrown up, I think, in the 1800s. But not a whole lot of people died in them. It was, wealthy English people, I'd say, or Englishy, Irishy people.
So are you saying that, like, the Dermot Bannon of the day said, we can get this old 1600 kind of feel about this place if we build it this way?
It was all trendy.
Are you... it was a fashionable
It was
castle.
fashionable. Sherlock Rynn and Sure.
Are you telling me that Ireland's full of fashionable castles?
No. Any of the good ones where people actually died are not hotels.
So you're telling me that the good ones, the good castles of Ireland is the only... You have to have died in a castle to make it a good castle.
Well, no, what I'm saying is the castles where people have died in, they don't necessarily make wedding venues out of them.
Okay.
Mostly.
Why not, though?
Why not?
Yeah. Because they're falling asunder.
Because they're older.
And they're falling asunder.
Yeah.
Okay, so Westport House.
Westport House, again, fancy house.
But I thought that the High Kings of Connacht lived there in the 200s.
Jesus, absolutely not.
That's what I thought.
No.
I thought Queen Maeve.
What you're looking for is a hill
I thought Queen
somewhere.
Maeve used to have her birthday parties in there. Was Queen Maeve's 21st night in Westport House?
No, it wasn't.
I was almost certain that she had guerrilla radio playing at her 21st. Let's go to Clonala's house. That was the High Kings of Connacht lived in there.
Not that I'm aware of.
They did!
But you know...
What do you mean not that you're aware of? I'm telling you they did.
Yeah, but if you're looking for High Kings, you know that place there on the way to between
Oh, it was the High Kings that lived there, the singers. Sorry.
Rathcrohan. You know Rathcrohan?
Yeah.
That's where a lot of High Kings used to live.
But I'm telling you that Clonala's house in Castlereagh.
Right.
Because, listen, Ray, don't take this away from us. Right? We have a dead elephant in the debate.
Yes.
And the only other claim to fame we
Swimming
have,
pool with no roof.
bar the prison, right, is the fact that the Kings of Connacht lived in... We have a smoking nun. I don't know where... Is she gone, man?
You have a railway museum.
Jeez. We do have a rail... lot going for Castlereagh. A lot going on in Castlereagh now. You know the pool is open again.
Is it?
They redone the pool.
Lovely.
Now, they didn't put the roof on it now, but they heated it up again and they put a slide in.
Beautiful.
You know, did I tell you this already as well? Castlereagh pool used to have 2 diving boards, right?
Yes.
But then fucking health and safety goes mental in the naughties and they take it out of there. It was unbelievable crack. Now they have a slide gun in. They got it from Germany. And but Clonala's house was run by the kings of the world at one stage, I think, was actually what it is.
World Kings.
The world king. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The king of the world.
He was a wrestler at WWF.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry, I was thinking Robbie Williams.
No, lived in Clonala's house, Ray.
Okay, I looked this up. I did not know this.
Look it up that the king of the world lived in Clonala's house.
Brendan, would you do a little bit of research there and tell us when was Clonala's house built?
It was definitely built in like the 500s.
500s, right.
100%.
Clonala's house.
I think
how do you spell Clonala's? Is it Clonala's? Is it?
Who the fuck is Clonalis? So it's Clonillis, I think.
Oh, very nice.
Clonalis.
Clonala's.
Would you look that up, Brendan, please?
And in the meantime, any
When
thoughts
was it
on the massive bonfires happening up the north?
I seen a helicopter drone shots of one of them.
Yeah.
Now, because I don't know much about this, Ray. Colour me ignorant.
Right.
Right, but don't colour me red, white, and blue.
Yes.
For the Union Jack. Are they burning up there and then putting loads of like Irish and Celtic flags on it and burning them as well and all that kind of crap?
I've been doing a little bit of research on
You
this.
love it, I bet you.
No, I don't.
You're such a prick. No, it is. Like, I know I mess with you here, like, but why are you such a
I don't like
sympathiser?
this. No, I don't like this.
Okay, good.
So back in the 1600s, right, there was a Catholic king of England.
Mm-hmm.
His name was James Ian.
He lived in Clonala's house, I
No,
remember,
he
yeah.
His name was James Ian, right?
James
Ian II.
James Ian II.
And they weren't fond of him.
James Ian Og.
He was a Catholic.
Right.
They didn't like the fact that he was Catholic.
Yeah.
They were much more fond of Protestant kings over there.
Okay.
And they just weren't enjoying him. They found he was a bit tyrannical.
Right.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So the Protestants in England said, we're going to have to change leadership here.
Right.
So they invited William of Orange, right, to come in and take over.
Prick.
William landed in.
He did.
James went on the run.
Yeah.
Over to Ireland. He said, the Irish will help me, full of Catholics.
Yeah.
Right? So
Little did he know.
William pursued with his Protestant army, and there was rather a large battle, or series thereof.
Where was? Oh, it was at the N4 junction of Kinnegad. I think it was.
Pretty much.
It was actually just outside of your man's place there. The N4. What you call it?
What do you call it?
The
Mother
Supermax.
Hubbard's.
No, it was outside the Supermax, the new spot there on the road,
Yes.
just on the junction. What?
The Plaza.
The Plaza. It was
Yeah,
right
just
outside the
outside the
Plaza.
Plaza, yeah.
And the boys met there.
Yeah, the boys met there, and it didn't end well for the Catholics in James II.
Right.
James II got away. He tipped over to France. He exiled himself.
Right.
And William III took over. And the crack you're seeing up the north at the minute, which is where they're doing loads of burning stuff, is to celebrate William's victory over the Catholics.
Okay, so that's why there's such. But why then are they burning flags with Henrik Larsson's face on it?
Who's Henrik Larsson?
Used to play for Celtic. Do you know what I mean?
Is Celtic or a Catholic club, is it?
Yes.
There you see it is. It's essentially celebrating the supremacy of the Protestant over the Catholic.
Okay, but what does Chris Sutton have to do with that?
Who's Chris Sutton?
He played for Celtic.
Oh,
I just want to know.
I think they don't.
Can you tell me what Bobo Balde had to do
Was
with
there
all
any
this?
Rangers players' flags, effigies burned? No.
No, but there wouldn't be.
Why?
Because Rangers are the Protestant
Exactly.
club
Yes,
abroad
yes.
inside. But that's Glasgow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why are they burning Celtic flags?
Because
You
they
know what I
don't
mean?
like it's again Protestants versus Catholics.
And that's close to my heart rate
Right.
because Castlereagh Celtic, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And when I see that there, I see me at the under 11s. I see my own face burning where Henrik Larsson's face is burning.
It's mad too.
You know?
I seen a little bit of video footage of the actual burning of it.
Right.
My God, above the fire brigade had to be out dosing down the houses nearby
No.
to keep them from burning down.
That's what I was going to say now. Is it legal?
I don't know how it's legal, but I don't think they can say no because
Why not?
the Orange Order and the various functions that are behind the celebrations of the 12th of July in the North don't take too kindly to be told no.
You talked about Jamie Og, right there.
Yeah, James II.
Jamie II, Jamie Og. You talked about him being tyrannical. No.
Oh, yeah, but the
tell me what's more tyrannical, Ray, in the modern world than Orange Boys burning a 15-story fucking crate house and afterwards then, right, putting on the fucking bagpipes, right, and tipping down the main street in Belfast and Derry and say it like this, right? That's what they do. They stick up the fingers either side while your man is baiting the drum. Right? What's more tyrannical than that, Raymond? And I heard a great one.
Go on.
Oh, I heard a great one. I was at a wedding on Friday, right? And a fella said, "Where about are we now?" And another fella said, "If you go 100 metres up the road, you're in Northern Ireland." And the other fella said, "No, you're not. You're in the north of Ireland."
Oh,
now.
yeah, it's
Woo!
nice. Yeah, I like
Right?
that.
Now, isn't that good?
And now,
You hate that.
before we go any further, Clonala's house was built in, Brendan? 1878. Thank you.
Lovely, 500 AD.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. What did he say, Reed?
No High Kings lived there. 1878, he said.
But who lived there, Brendan, in 1878?
It was the ancestral home of O'Connor Don, who was a direct descendant of Cathal Creed Jarrett O'Cuncavar, King of Connacht.
Okay.
King of Connacht.
Right. So,
And yeah, it was a younger
Rory.
brother of
You know
Rory.
Rory O'Connor. Yeah, you know Rory.
Rory O'Connor used to play Bowron, didn't he? With
But this is Rory's great grandson.
no, just a relative.
And
Just
he
say
built
relative.
Clonala's house, and that's
Yeah,
you're
in the
saying
1800s.
yeah, but that's not.
So
the
you're
high-
saying that's another German Bannon house?
You're saying
My whole life is a lie. Everything. That's a lie. I thought that's where they used to sacrifice children. Why am I obsessed with sacrificing
Sacrificing children?
I
I
thought
don't
they used to
know.
sacrifice children in their Raymond, but they didn't, obviously. It was a Dermot Bannon house.
Dermot
I
Bannon
guarantee there's a fucking courtyard in the middle of us.
Dermot Bannon's great grandfather's house.
Yeah, that's fucking awful annoying now. Jesus
So
Christ.
all these old castles, they're only fake castles.
Now,
They're the photo booth of the castle community here.
you're after wrecking everybody's. But the one thing I will say is, like, the Americans are obviously mad to get married in an Irish castle. Like,
Yeah.
But, you
Well,
know,
I
But what gives you the right,
Me?
as an ignorant bastard, right?
for
Okay,
what?
to say that they're not real, but they are real castles. Like 1850, that's still a long time ago. Gee, she's the far side of 50 year,
it's
Ray.
170 years. But
She 170-year-old house.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, my house back home was built 50 years ago. Now you
Yeah.
would go put no wedding venue in that.
You wouldn't. But in 200 years' time, you might.
You will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a gorgeous bungalow that we're getting married in. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lovely little 3-bedroom. Oh, it's
It was
beautiful.
Built
Beautiful.
back in 1900.
Yeah, it was built back in 1985, and
Yeah.
it's just so rustic. It's so rustic, so it is. What I know what your vibe is. You want to get married in. Speaking of fake castles, man, bouncy castles and all. You want to get married in a tent.
I do.
So
I'm on my way actually up to Fawcett Circus this evening, who were in Sligo for a few days, and I'm going to ask them how much it'll cost to rent their tent for a week.
yeah, lovely, and get the donkeys, man, and the
Don't
elephants.
want any of the
with
circus
us.
accoutrements. I just want the tent.
Well, you're going to have to clean the shit out of us. I'm just going to tell you that. You may clean out the shite.
Yeah, so we're going
No,
to open
is that
quite-
what you want to do?
Yeah,
though?
no, full tent.
Yeah, I think that's lovely.
Yeah.
Now you better get married in the summer.
Oh no, September.
It'll be Baltic,
We won't be Baltic. We live in Indian summer.
huh?
We live in Indian summer.
but you can't plan that, Ray. I know you think in your head that you can plan
if
everything.
you have it in and around when the leaving cert is not leaving cert, when kids are going back to school, it's going to be perfect.
Okay, I just can't wait for that not to be true. But
we'll see.
I do like the idea of getting married in a tent. But no, this is me and Nicola.
We won't get married in the tent.
No, okay, so me and Nicola. What do you mean?
We'll
but
have to get
having
married out of the tent.
Yeah, but you're going to have the dicky do inside.
Oh, the dicky do will be in the tent.
Me and Nicola had one trepidation about that we figured out on Friday.
Go on.
Right? Bleak Castle,
Yeah.
lovely spot, built in 500 AD. Okay,
Right.
so it has about 10 bedrooms.
Yes.
Okay, so that is taken up by family and close friends,
Sure.
not cousins who you probably invited last minute. So loads of other people had to stay back in Ballina town,
Yes.
in the Ballina manor.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, another place that was built in the 500s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Certainly looked like it anyway. So,
Go on. Let you.
so me, and
me.
Nicola, right? We landed at the wedding and then we were like, we have to go back to the hotel now and leave all the stuff off and then come back out to the venue again and then go back then and get a shuttle bus whenever we want to leave.
You were saying it was awkward.
It was a bit awkward, especially when you have a 7-month pregnant wife.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry
So-
because by the time we get married, I will have my B&B trucks up and running and everybody will have a pod.
Oh, what a shit box! That's going to be shy.
I'll have 8 of them parked
That's what
beside
I'm going
the
to
tent.
say. Are you
Yeah.
telling me I'm going to be changing a nappy in a tent?
Yes.
Like, or in a box or a
No,
pod?
you'll have a little baby pod.
Ray, I don't want to go. I'm just going to tell you that straight
There'll
away
be, we might go glamping. We could put teepees up.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go, Ray. Would you just give me a nice room, please?
We could
Ray?
put the tent up beside Bleak Manor. That would work. But then there's only 10 rooms. Again, you're in the same problem.
I don't want to go now.
Right.
Is that what you're planning? To have a festival
Look,
wedding?
we're working it out. But yeah, festivally wedding.
I'm just going to plant that in your head.
Yeah.
It's awful annoying getting in and out of these things, Ray.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people like to bring where we're going to put our bags.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
where the bags
but it's
going
funny,
to
you
go.
go to festivals and you don't worry about stuff like that.
I don't go to festivals.
You don't,
Yeah,
right.
that's the problem there, Raymond. And I don't want to be covered. Like, and your one's dressed lovely and the wellies are matching perfect.
Look it. I'll take your I'll take your thoughts and observations
That's
on.
the only thing we had. And
Yeah.
I really like your circus idea. It suits you down to the ground. Cheap. Okay? So
When have you ever described me as
no,
cheap?
definitely not. No, I actually do. I'm only messing. I really like that idea. I think it's very modern and very upbeat. And
Yeah.
I really like. I think we're going to have a belter of a night inside
Yeah,
in the
but then
tent.
you're going to have an absolute whore of a time walking a kilometre to get the taxi, to get the bus.
Yeah, and then
to get back to
also
the
just
hotel.
with midges and mosquitoes.
Oh,
and
I
just
never
be
thought of
careful.
midgets.
Yeah, just be careful of midges.
Oh no.
You know, these are all just things to consider.
I
Ray.
never considered midgets.
Yeah, and they'd ate you alive.
They would eat you alive.
What would my mother be saying? The midges have you ate. Oh, they have me ate. And
that'd be
there's
an awful
nothing
way to
worse.
ruin a wedding.
You know the way if you're itchy. You know the way you're itchy and like, geez, I'm itchy.
Yeah.
But there's nothing more worse than a midget itchy because you're so aggressive when you're the fucking midges have me ate. Trust me, you nearly peel the skin off your face with the midges eating you.
I
Ray.
never considered midgets.
Yeah, just keep it in mind. You're getting married in September. They won't be dead. They
They
won't be dead
I'll,
yet.
I'll look into that. Come
No.
here, we're stuck for time now.
Oh yeah,
Because-
what time is it? What time is it, Brendan?
Time is it's 7:24, so the book has to go.
Lovely.
For,
Okay, we
yeah.
got a 5-minute wrap up, Ray. Is there anything else you want to get into? I didn't even let you get into.
No, I
anything
had
there.
2 items on the
Okay,
thing.
go for it. Go on.
And I'm not even going to bother with. Oh yeah, there's two items. One of the items, you know the way you put up the social media posts, say fair play to us, we're engaged. Fair play to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Laura did that, and it was lovely, right? And there was an abundance of likes and comments on it, more than I could ever handle
Fair
in
play to
this
you.
lifetime.
Yeah, you don't. You just
I-
put
I
up
would-
one comment, then afterwards
Yeah,
and say thanks.
because I was about to embark on the 167 likes comments that I was going to do.
You
But
weren't going to do
no,
that.
I didn't know what to do. Anyway, the main thing was I have to give a shout out to a friend of mine. His name is Tiny, and he's otherwise known as Declan Gillespie.
His name is Tiny.
Well, the nickname is Tiny. He's
he a big boy?
Big boy. Yeah, it's like tall, broad.
I
like
love that.
countryman. Do you know? But Declan anyway put up a comment right on the thing, and he said something about a Honda 50 and churches you'd be tucking away and everything, and he says the word hole was in it, right? WHOLE.
Okay.
And then he put a second comment directly under it, and he put whore. He just wrote whore. So obviously he was correcting.
He was auto-correcting himself.
So yeah, so he was. And if you actually took the whore and you put it into the sentence about the Honda,
It was
50,
way worse.
It was fine. Do you know?
Right.
It made sense then, and now Declan's having the crack. But the funny thing was, myself and Laura were sitting there watching the Love Island. She glanced at the phone and said, "Who is this Declan Gillespie gentleman?" And I said, "Oh, he's a friend of mine from back in Lacken." And
Back in Lacken.
Back in Lacken.
Brilliant.
She said, why did you just write whore on our post?
Oh, yes.
Because she didn't read the comment above.
I love the fact that Laura's like, everyone is so delighted with the way. And then there's a fella go,
Declan just landed
whore.
whore.
She's like, if you had Agnes love Raymond from back
But no,
home.
she took it fierce well.
I'd love, but do you know what he should do on your wedding day? He should boot down the door wherever you get married and just go, whore!
So she...
Sorry, hole. I meant to say hole.
Yeah.
You know?
So she said, do you mind if I delete the comment? Now I was kind of sitting there going, Declan, you've really let me down by writing such a
Did
nasty
you
word.
seriously go, what a prick, like?
I was kind of going, I was getting there. I was kind of going, why would he do such a thing? I was a bit hurt and disappointed.
Perplexed.
You know, because Tiny's the nicest man in the world. He's great crack.
Yeah, listen to his name. His name's
So
Tiny.
she deleted the comment.
He's back in lacking.
Yeah, he's back in lacking.
You know.
She deleted the comment. And then she said, whoa, wait, no. He was clarifying. He said like a whore of a time.
And did you then, and then she wrote it underneath the comment then, Laura, Kylie, whore.
With little asterisks. Yeah. But I have to shout out, I don't know, Declan probably doesn't listen, but if anyone knows Declan, you can let
Did
him know.
he delete the comments?
Laura deleted the comment.
Oh, well, he now thinks she's a whore. He's like, that bitch deleted my comments.
No, my whole mess, my first mess doesn't read right.
Nothing. Everyone thinks I'm a stupid bastard from back in lacking.
Yeah.
Anything else, Raymond, before that you need to be tipping off?
This podcast went very fast and I felt like we overdid it on the wedding stuff.
Ray, you know what?
What?
I'm just glad we got to talk about you for once.
Oh, thanks.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I'm very aware of me coming in here, booting down the door and saying, welcome to my life, Ray. I'm going to talk over you for the next hour.
I want to hear more about you, but maybe we have next week, I suppose.
But we always have every week.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, Ray, because we need to genuinely, take the foot off the gas, right?
Yes.
I know I'm obviously the big dick in this, but sometimes we need to talk about you.
Yeah.
And you getting engaged, I said it last week,
Thanks very
is
much.
the best news we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to be the officiator of it.
Are you going to do it?
I'm getting me celebrancy license.
Well,
I had a sodomizer.
You have to become
There
a
was
sodomizer.
No, there was a sodomizer on Friday.
Oh, was there?
Do you know what she does?
What?
This will forgive you. What she does is she talks about how wonderful you and Laura are. Oh my God, they're cute as a button.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till you hear how they met. Wait till you hear when they first had sex.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear when she headbusted and broke his nose.
Yeah.
And then she says, I'm now going to hand over to the Irish state. So she hands over to the fake, not their Irish state.
Yeah.
So she says this next 5-10 minutes is going to be very, very
Legally.
stringent and legal.
Right.
And then we'll go back to the lovey-dovey stuff.
Yeah.
And then she hands over to the Irish state, and then she becomes the Irish state, right?
Right.
And now it's very
High
dramatic.
King of Ireland.
It's very dramatic. So she says, "I'm going to hand over to the Irish state," and then she turns around,
Yeah.
and then she comes backwards, and goes, "Oh, I'm the Irish state." And you better feckin' listen up or this is not going to be binding in my eyes.
Right.
Right, she turns into a bitch.
Right.
An awful bitch of a woman.
Good
Right?
sodomizer, bad sodomizer.
Yeah, she does. She
Yeah.
comes in good sodomizer,
Nice.
bad sodomizer. This is going to be a lovely day. No, it's feckin' not. You haven't met me yet.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the Irish state.
Under statutory
I
instrument.
say what goes round here. I'm the Irish state.
Yeah, a forthwith.
I am the bad side of Michael D. Higgins. So I am.
Yeah.
You all think he's lovely? He's Irish state. I'm going to show you what it's all about. That's what happens.
That's what happens.
So that's what happens if you get sodomized.
It's an awful name for a person to do a job, sodomizer.
I think it's actually a sodomizer. I'm not
Oh.
really sure. I don't know, but
Right.
I'm not. You better look that
It's-
up.
it's-
You better look that up before you book it anyway.
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to book a sodomizer, please.
I'd like to be sodomized.
Hello, I'm just looking to get sodomized. 2:30 in the morning. So it's a bit odd. Okay, but
And
we'll
this
go
is
for it,
where
so.
the male G spot comes
Yes,
in.
in
Then.
full
Yeah.
circle.
Full circle
Oh.
symmetry. I have a few shout outs.
Okay, go for it, Ray.
Real quick, I'd like to thank everybody that's subscribed to the Patreon. Fair play to them. They're still giving us a few pound.
We'll get the video.
And Celine as well for the well wishes on the Patreon. Just didn't know how to respond to you. What else is there? Yeah.
Fair play to everyone to come out to the live show. The next live show is the 1st of August.
August, you can come see it.
August, and you should come down and see it because the crack.
Yeah, we
There's a
might-
great energy in that room, man.
Brendan has some big ideas. We're going to do a horse race. We're going to do Guess That Song.
We're actually going to bring in 2 horses. Like.
We're going to bring
Yeah.
yeah.
Into the room.
I have other things as well. Anderson Tremendous Event Center, Blind Tiger, thanks for sponsorship. Also,
Yeah.
this weekend, you will find
on.
up above in Anderson's, it's Hayes on Saturday night. They're a band.
Who?
From Hayes.
Hayes.
Hayes from
That's
Boyle.
how people in Dublin say hello. Hayes.
Hayes, how you go? How is it going?
Hayes.
And on Sunday night is the 65 band.
Woo! Colin Mulhern and the boys.
He's bringing the
They're-
big sexy road show to
Oh,
Sligo.
cause the 65 feature of Colin Mulhern and the Big Sexy Road Show. This Sunday night in Anderson.
your hand out of
Come
your
on
pants.
down. Oh, man, I fucking look at
Right,
this.
anyway. That's all I had to say.
That's 165 fair play to Brendan flicking the keys off himself. Ray, fair play to me.
And sorry it was a short one as well. I had to say it.
You broke up the only thing that is actually
we'll do
has
it
a
again.
bit of sanctimony
We'll
in
do
this.
it again, but I just wanted to say, sorry it was a short one this week. Brendan has an appointment.
Brendan has an appointment, so he has to go.
And he's late.
He's
We're
late.
a minute over.
Okay. Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Anderson's Tremendous Event Centre and Wonderful Food Items, and the Blind Tiger's marvellous alcoholic fruit drinks.
Go, Brendan, let you.
A solemnizer.
Solemn.
Solemnizer.